Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Rich Tehrani here. Thanks for watching us today. We're at IT Expo West 2012. On our program is Greg Nielsen, and he's a VP of Global Business Development at Data Foundry. And I should mention we're in Austin, Texas. So Greg, welcome to the show.
Thanks. It's nice to be here. That's our hometown, so it's nice to have you guys so close.
And we're thrilled to have you as well. I figure we start at the top, just telling us a little bit about your company.
Well, Data Foundry has a long, rich history in IP as internet. We're one of the first ISPs in the entire country. So, still privately held and owned by some people here in Austin. And we were born in Texas, and I'm pretty sure we're going to die here too. So.
What are some of the latest things your company's done? Any news that you can share?
Yeah, in the last year we've opened up our newest flagship data center, and this Texas One facility is probably the hallmark of what a data center today should be, which, it's the new central office, especially as we're here at IT Expo and mostly around, IP communications. It's relevant because everybody's shifting from the old TDM world into one that's based in data centers just like ours.
Now, that part of the market is booming, isn't it? Data centers, cloud, I mean, it's just on fire.
It is. I mean, you're seeing a tremendous shift from everything as it has been into this new world of cloud, virtualization, and so forth. I mean, a recent Gartner study showed that the average data center is about 11 years old. I mean, imagine building your infrastructure or anything else on 11-year-old technology, moving forward. So as companies start to refresh their cabinets and all the equipment in it, they're finding that they can't stay where they're at. The infrastructure in which they're in is not compatible with where they need to go. So they need a facility just like ours, purpose-built from the ground up, higher levels of power and cooling densities.
Just thinking about all that data center capacity that now is of less use, I guess it all has to be updated.
Well, it does, and so that's part of the problem people are finding is, the average cabinet might take 3 or 4 kW power consumption. A fully virtualized cabinet today takes 15 to 17 kW or more. And so they're thinking like they can collapse 4 or 5 cabinets into one because of this new virtualization, but the power infrastructure in these buildings can't support it. So they're left with empty cabinets just to support their power draw. Right. So they will have to completely rebuild or retrofit existing buildings to meet with the coming demand that virtualization is going to require.
And that leads us to a really interesting point, and that is that when you design your data center, how forward-looking are you? In other words, we know that virtualization, the concept is there, and we know that processors are going to get more powerful. We know that there's going to be more power needed and more heat given off. So do you just plot along and see where the last 10 years have taken us and try to keep that graph going for the next 10?
Well, actually, when we designed this and built this facility, it's from years and years of experience of being in data centers and owning data centers ourselves all around the world as well. So there was a tour throughout the world, and they wrote down the best elements of each of these data centers and implemented it. When you come and see the facility, you'll see for yourself how we have planned for the next 30 years, based on the way that we have doors and delivery bays right into critical infrastructure areas like our mechanical plant and our water-chilled cooling systems. So we've really tried to think as far out in advance as we can so that we can, without ripping the roof off and completely retrofitting the building, we can easily upgrade and maintain that facility.
That's great. Now that's, again, a lot of companies didn't see virtualization coming, and that kind of threw a wrench into the typical Moore's Law calculations that companies might have made. So it's interesting now, as long as we don't have some new technological innovation which changes the way things work, you should probably be all set. Right?
Sure, and the water chilled system that we have and employ is the most advanced in the industry, and we can deliver cooling directly to the cabinet. So rear door heat exchange can push power and cooling densities to 50 kW per cabinet or more.
Wow.
And so we believe that as that innovation comes, we can meet that with the technology and infrastructure that we've built.
Very exciting. Any trends that you're seeing in the market in terms of faster growing markets, like the financial services or maybe CDNs or internet gaming, anything like that?
Well, we actually are home to many of those that you just mentioned. Everything from CDN companies to financial sector. But we are seeing a lot of the space, particularly in disaster recovery. Austin, you may or may not know this, is one of the safest locations in the entire country. It has the lowest incidences of natural disasters, the lowest incidences of things like hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, earthquakes. And we're in a unique 100-mile wide corridor according to NOAA and the American Red Cross maps.
Wow.
So people looking to deploy critical infrastructure that needs to always be available, when they think of the east or west coast, I mean, how disastrous can that be when you've looked at the hurricanes and the earthquakes and the floods that have happened just in the last several months?
Sure.
So we're in a very safe location, and so that's a growing trend. You're seeing major Fortune 50 companies pick up and relocate their primary data center in this region for that reason as well.
It's interesting, Connecticut, where TMC is headquartered, recently, within a period of a couple days, we had tornado warnings and an earthquake within like 2 days of each other. And those are, when I was a kid, you never thought of like earthquakes in Connecticut, and it's just funny that now there seems to be an earthquake once every year and a half, 2 years, all of a sudden.
Well, and years past, technology didn't allow for the centralization of your compute, your communications into a data center. It required central offices that were regional in scope because of the reach. And today, with the advancements in network connectivity and such, it makes putting it in a facility like ours ever so important.
And it just happens to be an amazing tech hub as well. So
it is, and that's actually one of the key elements we're trying to point out to customers and clients as we bring them to Austin. It's a great market. You've got great employees, a great technology base.
Live music.
Live music, yeah.
You got to do something at night.
That's right. Well, most of the technology people I know are working all night.
That's true.
So
that's absolutely true.
They don't get to take advantage of the...
Or they're streaming it.
Yeah, that's right.
Most likely. Right. So what's next?
Well, what's next is we're seeking out the next big partner and customer client base that want to leverage the assets that we have here in the ground and help them propel their business throughout the country or throughout the world.
Thanks for being here. This was great.
Thank you.